These are Thunderbirds right here. These are Thunderbirds. Not even a king cobra could work as hard as these two been working. Really, you got to go back to Old English to get somebody with the hard engine that these two got. Okay, they have the steel reserve that you will only see in this administration. Okay, not even a ripple of weakness, none of it. And I just pray to St. Ides that people will one day recognize how they left the country club. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and this is Street Politics. Trump, they not going for it. Was Trump's assassination staged? 70% say yes, and 30% say no. I got a question. I saw that was fake. I saw that was fake. Matter of fact, X had a whole trending topic just to announce that was fake. They sure enough did. Fake Fox poll claims most doubt Trump assassination attempt. The graphic pretended to show an AP Nork poll. No such poll exists. AP Nork's real survey measured Trump's job approval, with critics sharing the fake gleefully and supporters calling out the manipulation. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that Elon Musk went and manipulated his own trend on his website to call out a fake that actually represents how much people disapprove of Trump in general? That's nasty work right there. That's nasty. Hey, it's not that 70% of the people don't believe in the assassination attempt. 70% of the people don't believe nothing of what you got to say. They just not riding with you at all. I don't want that kind of love. I really don't. Well, look, if that's not real, I'll tell you what was. They got whole memes out here of the suspect underneath Lindsey Graham. I was wondering why the suspect looks so dejected in those photos, but that would make sense why he would be so despondent in that moment. That makes more sense. This image is definitely fake. Lindsey would be on the bottom. I don't know. I can't speak on that. Y'all gotta ask Laura Loomer. She the arbiter of all things Lindsey Graham's love life. Kind of like Roger Stone is the arbiter of all things her love life. Look at the evidence. New shell casings from the alleged shooter released by Kash Patel. I hate ballroom. Now, were those taken from the night of, or were those manufactured before? Are those for sale? I'm not, because I saw the merch stand. I survived the Correspondents dinner. Now, are those print on demand, or you have a large stockpile? And print on demand, I do the same thing. Yeah, I do the same thing with mine. But y'all did a good job getting a significant number of them down there like that. That was pretty good. How you gonna get rid of all the rest of them? You just give them away to the cast? Please tell me this is not the same worthless agent from Butler. They had to cast the same background actors due to SAG union rules. Trump, it's bad out here. It's bad out here. You better do something. You better do something. Hey, get your best people. Get your best people. In a moment like this, a real show of credibility and strength is needed.
The officers who responded without hesitation and did their jobs as they were trained to do. Secret Service agents promptly tackled and detained the suspect, Cole Thomas Allen.
You had to send some people out to legitimize all of this, and you gave us Janine Pirro and Cash Patel.
I want every one of those people, from Mike Burrell to Leon Panetta to Clapper to Brennan to all of them, to testify under oath as to why they said it was what it was. And you know what? I knew Leon Panetta was a liar.
And Todd Blanche, the guy who on day one for taking over for Kristi Noem told us that there was going to be no more Epstein files. That's who you give us in order to inspire confidence in all of this?
This one hits a little differently. We were all there. Many of you were there. Many of you watching were there as well. The president was there. The vice president was there. The cabinet was there.
Like we didn't see Cash on site. Like we didn't see Cash out here. Hey, Cash was out here like an extra in the action movie as the head of the FBI. Cash was out here like a day player making $80 a day in the background of the action movie as the head of the FBI. We saw it. We all saw it.
Do you guys have any idea what happened in there?
Ma'am, I know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
When they went and knocked on Cash's door, you know he thought he was fired. You know he thought he was fired. When Cash got that notification, he said, there we go. I'm not even going to open it. Hey, get some of them boxes downstairs. No, because Christy and Pam left a couple of boxes downstairs. Get some of them boxes down. I already know. Huh? Oh, they want me to do a press conference? I'm not doing a press conference that I'm fired. Why? I'm not doing an assassination. Oh. So I'm not fired. Y'all gonna fire me right after the press conference, ain't you? Now you gonna fire me right after the press conference. Y'all gonna have me show up there, get my best work, and then y'all gonna let me go right after the press conference. I already know.
Now, as indicated, these are the weapons that the defendant had on his person. You can see that's a 12-gauge pump-action Mossberg shotgun. It's a .38 semi-automatic. He had at least 3 knives and all kinds of paraphernalia.
What did Janine Pirro have on? Do you want us to take this serious or not? Do you want us to take this serious or not? What did she have on? Huh? We always talk about central casting when it comes to this administration, and apparently they put all of the effort into the makeup and none on the wardrobe. Okay, they just had her just grab whatever. They just had her grab whatever to be out here talking about an apparent assassination attempt. Even the press didn't take it seriously. You see how empty it was in there? You see how empty it was in there? Looked like CPAC in there. It looked like CPAC in there. That's how empty it was. The crowd that went and saw J.D. Vance thought it was empty in there. The UGA J.D. Vance crowd.
It doesn't bother me when he speaks on issues of the day, frankly, even when I disagree with how he's applying particular principles. So the most obvious example is
They was all stretched out. They had one of the reporters had her bag. They had bags all on the seats. You can't even do that on the plane. You can't even do that on the bus. You can't even do that on the bus. Had stuff all on the. That's how. Hey, it was like, hey, we couldn't get enough seat fillers out here, so do what you can. Spread out. We need y'all. We need y'all to spread out. Can y'all spread out, please? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Hey, if you got a jacket, open it up and make it look, open. There you go. That look better.
The United States Attorney's Office here in D.C., our U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro and her team, a prosecutor stayed up all night long, didn't sleep all day yesterday, making sure that we got what we needed from...
Todd Blanche, you know you in between Cash Patel and Jeanine Pirro, right? You know you in between Cash Patel and Jeanine Pirro, right? Let me tell you, these guys, they haven't slept. They have not slept. They've been up all night, and they've been pacing back and forth. They've been walking around, and it's taken a lot of fluids. They have taken a lot of fluids because they've exerted a lot of energy. So they've just been taking in fluids up all night. And let me tell you, it's been tough on them. You can see the bags under the eyes. It's been tough on them. They haven't had time to even shower or brush their teeth. That's why you can smell it on their breath. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. But let me tell you, these are Thunderbirds right here. These are Thunderbirds. Not even a king cobra could work as hard as these two been working. Really, you got to go back to Old English to get somebody with the hard engine that these two got. Okay, they have the steel reserve that you will only see in this administration. Okay, not even a ripple of weakness, none of it. And I just pray to St. Ides that people will one day recognize how they left the country club in order to allow y'all to enjoy and celebrate one another like Mickey's and Minnie. I'll leave anything out. Yeah, that was just off the dome. That was just off the. I don't want to hear no Schlitz.
But wait, there's more.
He right about the up all night. And let me tell you, when it comes to this kind of action, we approach it like a mad dog. Huh? We approach it like a mad dog. And we see it in 2020. 2020. We see it all. Huh. A White House app. Does that put me on some kind of registry? What does that say? White House app found tracking users' exact location every 4.5 minutes via third-party server. What? 4.5 minutes? Were they tracking every time I lose my keys? Y'all know I'm of age. Okay, I get it now. I get it. So no wonder y'all do nothing when our data is under siege. We worried and y'all like, you know what? That's a great idea. We should be in that business. Let me find out data brokers at them dog-faced shutdown parties. The same people who take all our information and sell it to the highest bidder. Because the bill that would have required those same brokers to get our consent before selling our information is circling the drain like this Congress. And this is where today's sponsor, Aura, comes in. Data brokers do have to remove your private information if you tell them, but of course they make it incredibly difficult to do, like everything in America these days. But Aura does the hard work for you, constantly scanning the dark web and submitting opt-outs on your behalf. Give Aura a few weeks and you'll stop seeing your information on these sketchy sites when you search yourself, giving you more time to work and save up money to pay down that gas loan. Their app includes other features like dark web monitoring, fraud alerts, a VPN, and more. A great deal if you want to be more private and protected online. You can go to my link, aura.com/ReeseWaters to try 14 days for free. Again, that's aura.com/ReeseWaters for 14 free days. Enough time for Aura to start scrubbing your personal information off these data broker sites automatically. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna get this White House app instead. Oh, wait, no, that's not for us. That is definitely not for us.
The act was stopped because of the courage and that horrible act was stopped because of the courage and professionalism of law enforcement. The officers who responded without hesitation and did their jobs as they were trained to do.
What this administration has to balance, and this was one of the things that was so apparent throughout this press conference, they have to balance the severity of the charges, right? This is an assassination attempt. They have to balance the severity of the threat. Okay? We need a ballroom. We're not secure. They have to balance the severity of the threat and the charges with glazing each other and the security of their administration. That's what they have to balance. And let me tell you, they don't go together. They don't go together. They don't go together. You continued to repeat how well law enforcement acted, and we always knew, and there was never a day. So what we talking about then? Oh, we tracked them from the beach. What we talking about then? This is some, you are asking for the construction of a secure ballroom, which you might want to reframe that. You know, we still calling it a ballroom, but we asking for it for security purposes.
We don't have a room big enough here at the White House, which is another point to be made, and the president is absolutely right. It's why the White House Ballroom Project is not just a fun project for President Trump, like you will read in the media. It is actually critical for our national security that a larger, secure building on this complex, which is the most secure complex in the world, is built to accommodate not only large amounts of guests, but also the president, the vice president, members of the cabinet. The line of succession in this country.
You know, what we really need is a secure bounce house. What we need is a bounce house for security purposes. That's what we need. Yeah, that really will go a long way. You get a nice secure bounce house. Everybody love a bounce house. Everybody love a bounce house. It's gonna be so much fun. It really is gonna be. And I don't see how you could disagree with that. Okay. You got to be loco, not one, not two, not three, but four loco. You got to be four loco to think that we don't need a secure bounce house. That's what we need. They have to balance those two things. And it was never more apparent than now their inability to maintain that balance. Because to let them tell it, security has never been stronger, the president has never been safer, investigations have never been quicker and more fluid. But we need additional security measures beyond which no prior president or current president across the world needs. But security is phenomenal, though. Let me tell you that. Come here.
Shut your stupid ass up. Say that, folks.
Yeah, see, I gotta take out this second mortgage. No, I'm not. It ain't no. No, I'm not in no financial. I just like to have a second mortgage just for security purposes. That's what it is. For security, I like to have a second one, like a backup. You know, the money just gonna sit. It's just gonna be a pile of cash by me. That's it. I think we probably need that second mortgage though. But my credit is good. No, my credit is good. You ain't got to worry about my credit at all. My credit is phenomenal. But if you could co-sign on that, that would be, if you could co-sign on that, just because I like to, because my name be lonely on the sheet by itself. My name be lonely. So I would just, if you co-sign, put your name with mine, and then, you know, then our names can go together. You know, like I always wanted to go together with you. I've been asking you that since we was in junior high. I was asking you to go together. Now I'm saying, can our names go together on the paper? You co-sign for the, yeah, that's what I'm asking.
You can't keep getting away with it.
Secret Service remained intact after Butler. Now answer me this. Would Butler be considered a threat? Would that be considered a failing of Secret Service, FBI, DHS, whoever? Would that be considered, would Butler have been considered, was the president actually shot? Because if the president was actually shot, I would think that would be a pretty big failing on behalf of somebody, but apparently not, because we have the same players involved here. So let me get this straight. So in this particular case, everybody acted as they should. There were no failings on behalf of security or law enforcement, but it was a significant threat. But in Butler, the threat wasn't sufficient, or at least the actions of security, Secret Service, FBI, wasn't sufficient to call about any significant changes, but the president was shot. I can't put that puzzle together. That's a hard one for me. That's just a hard one for me. That's just a hard one for me. Because if I'm taking your narrative at its word that the president was shot, and even then, y'all did not see fit to make changes or to close holes in the Secret Service and presidential security apparatus, then nothing would call it about. Now, would it? So what is your reinforcement of what a bang-up job everybody did this week mean? Because you said that after Butler, and your actions reflected the same.
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
And that's before we get to the particular holes in this case, right? One question I have is that you went into great detail about the preparations that had been made from California. God forbid it be a red state. All the preparations that were made from California, and he traveled across state lines, and he booked 3 days at a hotel for an event that the president has been ducking for years. I don't understand. So the president has been ducking this for years, and he made these plans months in advance for 3 days, traveled across the country with weapons, according to Jeanine Pirro. Traveled across the country with weapons, booked a 3-day stay at a hotel for an event the president never goes to.
You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
Okay. That makes the same sense as Todd Blanche, I believe it was Todd Blanche, telling me that, and this goes back to the balancing of the severity of the threat with glazing Secret Service, right?
I want to make this clear. This man was a floor above the ballroom with hundreds of federal agents between him and the President of the United States.
He was a floor above the ballroom. He was a floor above the ballroom. So there were hundreds of officers in between him and he was a whole floor above. Everybody did what they were supposed to do. Then he decided to rush the ballroom. Then he decided to rush the ballroom from upstairs. Who rushed from upstairs? Have you ever rushed something from upstairs? That would be like me rushing Georgia from DC. I'm just running out my house. He rushed Georgia from DC. How you?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Let this be a message to anyone who thinks that Washington, D.C. is the place to act out political violence. And if you are willing to do so with a firearm and cross state lines, we will find you, we will track your steps from the inception of your plan, and we will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. Washington, D.C. is not the place to travel to commit acts of violence. The Constitution and the laws of the United States permit us to register our views through our voices and our votes. What they don't permit is making your views known through violence, especially violence directed at the President of the United States. This is anti-democratic at its core.
Shout out to Jeanine Pirro for announcing that they are completely dropping the SAVE Act and any efforts to subvert the midterms. That's right, because she said you make your views known through your voices and your votes. So she said, through your voices and your votes, that's how you make your views known. So I guess we're not suppressing votes no more. I guess that's what that. It's weird that would have came from Jeanine Pirro. I wasn't expecting that, but salute to her for that. Salute to her for that. So I guess we not suppressing votes. Ain't gonna be no voter intimidation. Ain't gonna be no ICE or National Guard. It ain't gonna be none of that. So okay, so we just gonna have regular free and fair elections. Is that okay? All right. I'll hold you to that. I'll hold you to that. Our voices and our votes. That's what she said. Yeah, our voices and our votes. And that's just the votes part about it. How about we talk about the voices part about it? Through our voices and our votes. Jeanine Pirro, you ain't been on social media today, have you? You ain't been on social media today. I can tell you just woke up because you had, I can tell with that whole ensemble that you just woke up. I know you ain't been on social media. I'm gonna send you something that your boy posted about Jimmy Kimmel, and I want you to try me again on your voices and your votes. I want you to try me again. And then I want you to send that to Cash. If Cash's account's still working, because we don't know if Cash gonna make it through today. So if Cash's account still, it might bounce back. But if Cash account's still working, I want you to send it to Cash, because this man told me that the White House Correspondents' Dinner was a celebration of free speech.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
This man sat up there on the same day that the president and the first lady, nice as she has unlocked her social media account, she should see the mentions. They gonna be nasty. They gonna be. Hey, whatever staffer had to help her unlock that social media account just got pop, 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 pop. Hey, them mentions was severe. They off. They off. I can tell you they are off. Nice to see that they figured out the two-factor authentication to get her back on social media. The president and the first lady coming at Jimmy Kimmel for Kash Patel to sit up there and talk about a celebration of free speech. And if that ain't this administration, if that ain't this administration, I don't know what is. And there you have it. And you wonder why people call this whole thing into question. You wonder why. You gonna sit up there with a straight face and talk about a celebration of free speech on the same day that they're calling for Jimmy Kimmel to be fired.
Our First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
Trump, this is worse than I thought. This is worse than I thought. I mean, really, this is happening during NBA playoff season, where staged is always trending. But now it's about you. And now that's nasty work. They taking out Minnesota Timberwolves one by one, and stage wasn't trending. But y'all might have to go to another one. It's bad.